Guys, here we go with BattlBox Mission 123. You guys know that I am a big fan of BattlBox. I really think that they have some cool gear, especially if you're trying to build out your kit and you don't want to spend a lot of money at one time. You can go and get their subscription at whatever level fits your budget. Use my discount code, BOOM15, save 15% off of your subscription. You get you some cool gear and a great way to build out your kit, your camping gear, your outdoor stuff. And here we are, guys. This is mission 123. We have got some cool stuff in here. This is your mission brief that comes in each of the BattlBox kits. It just kind of gives you an overview of everything that's in the kits. It also shows you the different levels as far as what is in each of the kits. The basic box is where we're going to start at. This is something that has just basic elements in it, guys. Again, they set it up to where it fits your budget. And again, you can buy each of these items individually as well. So that is something that you need to be aware of. Now, for the first thing that is in the kit that we want to look at in the basic kit is the paracord. This is not 550, this is 1100. And this is some heavy cordage. It's always a good idea to have some type of cordage in your bags. This is actually, I'm going to cut this up, go into a couple of different bags. I've got a bag in my truck that I keep with me everywhere pretty much. And this part of it anyways is going to be going in that. If you needed to make some type of a shelter using a tarp or anything, you're going to need some cordage. And this is some extremely heavy-duty cordage. You can see it there, 1100 paracord, 100 foot of it, and I mean that is something that is going to last you for a good while. You know, cut it up, put it in your different kits, and so on. It is always important to have a way to start a fire. These matches, I'm not going to demonstrate them here in this video, but these are some good matches. You can see stormproof matches. I've literally seen guys out there take these, dip them in water, and they will strike with no problem whatsoever. You always need a good way to start a fire. A match is a good way to do that, but most matches, if you get them wet, they're done. These, you can literally strike them, have them burning, dip them in water, and depending on how long you have them in there, when you pull it out, it's still going to be burning. So again, they do fit what they claim to. You know, they are a good way to start a fire if it's raining, if you're out camping or whatever. Yeah, this is one thing that you can use. And there's actually something else in here that can be used to help start a fire as well, which we're going to talk about here shortly. But this is a great item. Let's go ahead and set it down, and we're going to keep going. If I can find it, I'm trying to keep it in order based on how it comes in the book. And, well, we're going to try to. I can't promise you that, but if we do, great. If we don't, then so on. You know, that just is what it is. And what you're seeing here is a bag that we're going to get to in just a bit. I don't want to jump straight to that bag, even though it is something that is very cool. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead over to the basically the advanced box and look at one of the items there. Water. You need a way to filter water. One of the best ways to purify water is, of course, boiling it. But depending on what you're trying to do, if you are trying to stay on the move, if you are in a situation to where you don't really have time to build a fire, if you're trying to get, you know, if you're trying to get somewhere safer, just depending on what's going on, if you're out camping, something happens on the side of the road, whatever, this is something that you can use to store water, to filter water, and you know, and make it safe to drink, because you do not want to have a situation to where you just get water out of a creek or something like that and end up making yourself sick. This bag, it's a mesh bag. That way, of course, we're dealing with water. What can happen? You can easily have this to get wet. You know, obviously you're dealing with water, but that mesh bag, you're going to let it dry out. Here's a bag that you can use to collect your water in, you know, whether it's from a creek, a pond, just whatever. You know, this is something that can be used to get that water. You fill this bag up, and again, it can be dirty water, but then you have a filter, okay? You've got also this little tube, and this tube, you can turn the flow on and off. It's just a little pinch thing here, depending on what you're wanting to do, depending on how you're going to use it. you know, you can take this and it will screw right onto the end of the bag. We'll just go ahead and open that up, and you can screw this straight onto it. Okay, just like that. You got water in there, and you can turn it on and off. But again, you don't need to drink it straight out of a creek. You need to purify it, and that's where the filter comes in. You can see here it has an arrow that indicates the flow. Okay, so you would just put your filter onto that tube, have the bag filled with water, and you know, it's a gravity bag, so once you fill that up with water, if you needed to turn it on and off, that's what this little pinch thing is for that. You can see there it closes it off very nicely, and you can drink the water from this. Again, it filters it down, and you also get a cleaning syringe. Obviously, what you want to do is you want to clean this when you get done using it. You get back home or wherever to that situation, out of that situation. And this, what you would do is basically you're going to connect it up here with some kind of clean water, and you just basically back flush it. Of course, you wouldn't have it connected to the bag at that point, but you can back flush it to clean any kind of impurities out, to help clean it out, to make it last longer. So that is a very nice item. Water is critical in any kind of survival situation, even when you're camping, guys. You know, you want to go camping, you want to have some fun and get out with your gear and enjoy it. You know, that's why we do stuff like this. The outdoors is something that more people need to get into, and stuff like this, having some cool gear, is a great way to make it a lot of fun. It's a great way to build your skills. You know, use this stuff to build your skills, to get out there in the outdoors, get some exercise and all that kind of stuff, guys. Make your life much better. You're going to be, you know, in many ways it's a mental thing too. It really helps you to relax, to relieve stress if you guys get out and camp. You know, if any of you guys out there go camping, let me know down in the comments below. I know this is a gun channel primarily, but it is something that I like to do. Camping outdoors, that's something that's fun. You know, ever since I was a kid, I've always liked to get into the outdoors. And we didn't have as much cool gear then as we do now. I think there's a lot more cool gear that's out there that we just didn't have when I was younger. You know, and this is just another example of it. Let's set that aside. We're just going to keep going, guys. What do we have here? You see these? Let's go ahead and open this box up. Just bear with me. Okay, here we are. This is the other item that's in the basic box. What this is, these turn into little towelettes. Okay? If you get one of these wet, you can use, let's see if I can open and get one of these out without destroying this bag. Let's see. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that very easily or not. Okay, we'll just do it this way. These are basically a little towelette. I should say, if you take water and you pour water on these, they're super absorbent, and then you can unfold it into a towelette. In fact, I'm going to go do that real quick. I'll come back and show you. All right, I just took and run this under a little bit of water, so let's go ahead and unfold it. This is basically a moist towelette, I guess you could say. I mean, it's literally the size of one. And you can unfold it. You can use it as toilet paper. You can use it to give yourself a bath. You know, if you go out camping or anything like that, one thing that you want to do is to try to stay clean. You're going to feel better if you're clean, and these are a great way to help you do that. You know, just a little towelette. If you're eating around a campfire or something like that, you don't have any napkins, or you get something all over you that you can't get off with a napkin, this is going to help to let you clean yourself up a little bit. It's a very nice little feature, and it's something that, you know, it's super compact, and you get a couple of holders, and you can see it here. Let's just go ahead and get this out, get one of these out. You get a couple of holders to where you can fill these up and have quite a few of them with you. You know, they are stored right in here in these, and then if you need one, you can simply get it out, no problem whatsoever. This is a metal container. It seals up pretty good. And you can even put them on a keychain or just whatever, tie them to your bag, a lanyard in your bag, or just whatever. And you get two of these containers. You can see here. Let's go ahead and get this other one out as well. Two of them. See, you can see it there. Very interesting. A very nice little item as far as being able to keep yourself clean when you're out camping, and it's something else that you can do. And this goes along with what I was talking about with the matches. If you were to take these and dry them out, you know, lay them out, you get done using them or whatever, just don't throw it away. Set it aside somewhere and let it dry out. And you could probably use it as a little bit of fire tinder. You know, you're trying to build a fire or whatever, you got a couple of these. It could be a little bit of an added thing. Yes, they're wet now, but if you let it dry out, it will, you know, should be able to burn if you let it dry out good. So that is a very nice item. And again, you get, I think, 100 of them in this bag. We're just going to set this back down in here for now and get this out of the way and keep going. Of course, you get discount codes and stuff like that they always send. I'm going to go ahead and get this box out of the way. Let's just go ahead and pull this bag out. A bag is something that everyone should have. I've got one that I keep with me pretty much all the time. I've got one in my truck. This one may become my new EDC bag. It's a little bit different than the one I've got. A little bit smaller, but not too much smaller. And I like how this one is made. The first thing I want to show you, you do have lumbar support for hiking, but let's look at the stitching. Okay, you can see here how the stitching is on this bag. I just want to show you an up close of this because I know that there's a lot of cheap bags out there, that this is one of the places that you always see things tear. You know, I've had bags that were nice bags, or at least I thought they were, that would end up tearing along here. But you can see there that that is very well stitched. You know, is it the heaviest? No, it's not the heaviest. But at the same time, I think that that is very solid the way that it feels. You got a lot of padding there, so if you're going to be wearing it for a while, and there is a frame in this. You know, there's a frame there. You do get some material that does help to breathe when you're wearing this on your back. You know, if you're trying to sweat or whatever, that's going to help for the airflow. And you can see the frame. I got my hands on it here, right there. So it is going to support you, or support itself very well. You do get some, you know, some cinch straps. Once you get everything crammed in, you want to be able to cinch it down, compact it down, and that's going to make it carry much easier. Let's just go ahead and open up the side. You've got the side here. It's kind of got some webbing down here to hold your stuff, and I like how you open that up. You can lay it down, open it up. Everything's not necessarily going to dump out, just depending on how far down you have your zipper. You know, if you got it laying down, just open part of the way, go in and get whatever you need. And that's the same on both sides. Yeah, you get a little bit of a lanyard here you use to put your keys on or whatever. And then let's look at the main compartment. Okay, your main compartment of it. And you can see you have the option of just being able to unzip it and have all your stuff just right there, or you do have these top zippers as well. But laying it out, you got a pouch right there to where you can put some stuff to help organize, keep everything the way that you need it. I like the way that that is, because when you're trying to stuff back in, put a lot of stuff back in, if you're going to be putting like any kind of small sleeping bags, a hammock or anything, depending on how much gear you're carrying, don't overdo it, guys. Don't carry too much. Learn skills more than gear. You know, learn those skills. If you're not learning skills, you're not doing yourself any good. But once you get everything back in here, you know how it is. You get that bag good and full, and you're trying to get it zipped up. You know, this, the way that it's made, is going to help you do just that. So I really do like this. I think that is one that is going to be going into, it's either going to become my new EDC, or it's going to be in one of my vehicles. So well, let's set this out of the way and keep going. Condor. You guys are familiar with them. I've actually got a few of their knives. This is one that, this is actually the larger one. I forgot the specific name of it. Let's look in our book, wherever I did with that book. I'll just show it to you guys. This is the Pro Plus kit. You can see here, it kind of shows you a little more about this. So like I say, you know, guys, it gives you all of the information in this. What do we have here? The Sip Grande. I've got the little one. Okay, this is their bigger version of this. I've got the Sip, the original Sip, and it's actually in one of my bags right now. So that's why I don't have it here to show it to you. Let's just go ahead and get this out. And it comes from, I think, is it Brazil? You guys let me know down in the comments below. Let's just get this out of here. And it's got some oil on it. Not surprised. Yeah, it's got some oil on it, but that's how it is. And you can see here, we've got this little cover to protect the tip. We'll go ahead and get that off. And look at that handle. And I love the way that handle is on my original SIP. And this is, I'm going to be putting some paracord through there. So, you know, I guess it's a good thing that they sent some. And whether or not I can use this might be just a little bit too heavy. I might just take some 550 or whatever. I mean, it would probably work. Yeah, I may just use it. We'll see. And just to make a little bit of a lanyard here on this knife. Very nice, very sharp. This is the sheath. You can see it here, the stitching on it. Very thick spine right there. You do get some flex in that, so I like that. Especially one at this length. Let's just see how it fits in that sheath. A little tight right now, but that'll loosen up. Of course, you don't want it too loose because you don't want it coming out. There it is, guys. That is the SIP Grande. I would show you a comparison with the other one, but like I say, it's in one of my bags. It's currently in my truck. Very nice. You can use that as a machete, use it to process wood or just whatever, even self-defense if necessary, just depending on what's happening. You know, zombie apocalypse or something. You know, that would be a good melee tool right there. So, anyways, guys, very nice. I really like that. That is going to be going in one of my camping bags or something. I think one of my hiking bags. I'll put that in. I've got a bag that I think this will work very well for. And guys, that's about it. That is BattlBox Mission 123. Just to show you, again, guys, go down, use my code, BOOM15, save yourself 15% off on the monthly subscription. And guys, it's a very nice way to get some cool gear. As I mentioned, let's just go ahead and set some of this stuff back up here. And use my code, guys. Thanks for watching. Check out the rest of the videos on my channel. Leave me a comment down below, and we'll see you next time.